Welcome to the next Storware Academy, and today I will present how you can easily integrate your vProtect environment with the Oracle Linux VM. But guess what? There will be some special guest here, so the dedicated plugin called oVirt Engine UI vProtect extension. So what's behind the scenes? The goal why we created this dedicated plugin that you can find on the GitHub is the way how you can easily manage your OLVM environment with the natively UI based of the oVirt engine. So let's go deep dive and see how to properly download, configure and manage your day-to-day operation, backup recovery operation with the vProtect on the OLVM. So let's go here. So first of all, what you need to do is to find our project, which is available on the GitHub. So you just go into the GitHub, go to the Storware, and you will find the name of the oVirt Engine UI vProtect extension. No worries, it will be commented, so you will easily find it. Or you can go into the vProtect documentation to the integration UI module, so you can also find the way how to do it. So here you see that we have 2 branches, 61 commits, but the most important part is that how to properly deploy the package. So after you download the package from the GitHub or from our FTP, you just need to copy these binaries into the user share oVirt Engine UI plugins. And you will find here the JSON file, vProtect JSON, where you need to put where is actually your OLVM hypervisors manager and what the admin credential, which admin actually should connect from the OLVM to the vProtect. So keep in mind, do not use the, let's say, default password with the default admin. So best practice here is to create a dedicated user for this particular usage. So after download, copy, changing the configuration file, you just need to go into the OLVM to the administration portal. You need to log in as one of the administrators. And you will see totally new tab, a new menu called VM Backup. So here you can see 6 different options that we can go through. We designed and let's say we copy most of the important things that helps you to manage the backup and recovery thing. So the goal is you don't need to switch the UIs when you are planning to have a backup and recovery operations. So let's start with the dashboard. So the dashboard is a single pane of glass, so giving us the information about how many machines are protected, how many machines are not protected, and how many machines are not scheduled. Not scheduled for us, it means that we do not schedule, so it's not in the policy. So it means that we shouldn't care about this VM at all. The same story about the application and the success rate from the last 24 hours. Also, if you are familiar with the vProtect, you should always know that vProtect have 2 components, the vProtect server and the node. Node has its staging area, so it's important to monitoring this utilization of the data, and we can have multiple backup destinations like Spectrum Protect, Dell EMC, file systems. I will use the Visual Data Optimizer file system as a base to doing our backups and restoration. So you can see here, for example, because it has a native dedupe and decompression technique, so we can see the utilization of our backup destination here. Okay, so the dashboard is all about checking out what's going on in the last 24 hours and deep dive into the specific VMs. And right now it's sent to see all of the VMs. Let's check first which VMs we have on our OLVM. We have Alpine Linux. So let's take this name, go to the VM backups, virtual machines. I copy it because in my demo I will have more than 300, exactly 306 machines. so it's definitely faster to find based on the name. Okay, we found it. So you can see that there is an Alpine Linux. It's connected to our OLVM H1 Storware local hypervisor. It's not still in a policy. That's why this decision is that it's not scheduled. We'll assign to the policy and we'll do the backup and restoration during our demo. So let's start with the backup on demand. Okay, let's go for it. I'll choose what kind of the backup I would like to do. Then I cannot do the incremental if I'm not connected to the proper policy and the proper schedule. So I will start with the full backup. I will keep the policy priority at the 50, no worries. And I will choose the backup destination. So I will use the video FS01. I will save it. And I just right now, what I did, I create a task. So I use this administrator, I send in the RESTful API to the vProtect server, and right now what I should see on the vProtect itself is that I just created a new task called export. So you can see that right now this export is running. There are a few more tasks. I don't want to interfere right now on my demo, so it will be faster. Synchronization inventory means that I checking out in my demo what's going on each hypervisor. So let's have a free queue here. So it means right now the backup is running. I can also see this task on the third tab called Task Console. So I visualize that it's already done on the vProtect side. But normally in a daily basis, when you're using the dedicated UL plugin, you don't need to jump it between the UIs. You can validate this process straight away from the third tab called Task Console. So we can refresh. So we are waiting that the backup is done. In the meantime, so I will not wait till the backup will finalize. I will go to the policies and I will attach this policy to the specific configuration. I already created a policy called Red Hat Virtualization oVirt OLVM. I will go here, I will find the VM. So our VM is Alpine Linux. There we go. And I will click check in this. You can see in the policy, we can choose where the backup is going and what type of the schedules. So policy is a glue that giving us the information where, and when we should protect. So in this scenario, Alpine Linux to the video with the daily basis, with the weekly full backup. Okay, I will save this policy. Policy updated. I will come back to the virtual machines view. I will again find my Alpine machine. And you see the change, right? When I didn't have assignment to the policy, there was information about no scheduled backups. Because I'm assigned the machine to the specific policy, right now the vProtect is saying, okay, it's not good, your backup is outdated. So you should straight away back up. So you should have your backup from the last 24 hours. Okay, so let's go back to the tasks. We can see that the tasks is still running, no worries. Schedules, here this is the place where we can actually plan. Okay, finish snapshot removing. Sorry from jumping, but the OLVM just informed me that we should finish the snapshot, so it should start right now exporting. Okay, we need a little bit more patience here. My demo is a little bit overloaded. So coming back to the schedules, schedules always mean when I should invoke the backup. So each day, or so we can create and select the occurrence or even months. But in 90% of the operation, we should just click which day, what type of the backup it should do, and what type of the policy are assigned to this specific schedule. The last menu, which I really like because it allows you to not only create a backup, create a restoration, but also gives you the ability to individual file restoration feature. Mounted backups mean that we can browse our backups. We can browse each specific folder, or we can browse each specific files. So no worries here. Yeah, like here, I click browse. So it means that I can easily reach the individual files, and I can download these files from my straight away from my browser. Individual file restoration, so the mounted backups feature, is one of the key advantage when we considering why we should use the vProtect against even the others. It's not only the way that we have a 4 different strategy for OLVM, but this is also the way how we can easily grab and restore the data, the full VM or the individual file from our VM. So let's come back to our tasks. There we go. You can see that we finalized the export. Let me see here the same on the vProtect. So in a second it should be stored. So let's do also the restoration to show you the way how you can not only on-demand backup or scheduled backup, but how to reach and restore your machine in case of any data loss, or let's say disaster recovery purposes. So when I click restore, you can see the different types of my backups. I have an option to do an incremental because it wasn't assigned to the policy. That's why I see only the full backups, and I can choose to which hypervisors manager I should come back. Because this machine was backed up for OLVM, it's quite funny because on one side you can have OLVM, on the second you can have oVirt or RHV, but it could be even work in the opposite way. I advise always to use the same type of the distribution, so OLVM, like here. Let's specify the name of the machine, so it's OLVM UI vProtect plugin, and let's save this task. So we created a task and we'll invoke the restoration process. So let's go to the task console. You can see that the restoration has started. So after completion, you will see that machine will automatically appear in the compute virtual machine tab. So to summarize the Academy, I wanted to explain you and show you how you can easily integrate your vProtect environment with the OLVM native UI, providing the dedicated UI plugin, which calls VM Backup, which allows you to work on a daily basis operation related to the backup and recovery. We started with the dashboard. I'll explain you the virtual machines, task consoles, policies, schedules, and mounted. Honestly, I forgot about one crucial thing. One of the my favorite actually view that you can see in a plugin. It's the view of the VM details. So after I click on a specific VM, you will see the bunch of the statistics that are related to the backup and recovery operation here. Backups, backup history, snapshots, disks, schedules, settings, and information about the time frame of the backup and restoration processes. Options to create a free snapshot on a file system during a backup, pre-post snapshot execution, and the SSH access, for example, for the application backup. I needed to mention about it, so it's quite important because it's a bunch of useful information behind the scene when you click the VM details. So task console to controlling all of the tasks, policies, schedule, mounted backups. It means individual file restoration. So I will not sit here and ask you to wait for the restoration process, you need to check this out on your OLVM environment, prove it that it works. And one of the most important information in the end is that OLVM and the vProtect allows you to protect the 10 VMs without any pricing. So we have a free version that is limited to the 10 VMs with all of the functionality with this plugin that I just mentioned and showed you during the Academy. So do not hesitate. Go to the link in our comment, download it, play with it, and giving us a feedback, and even the information where this plugin, in which direction should go in the next releases. So thank you for your attention. That was the Storware Academy related to the OLVM UI plugin with the Storware vProtect. Thank you.